Waterloo. The final lesson. In 1814, the Allied armies entered Paris, and I was exiled to Elba, a small Mediterranean island barely 200 square kilometers. Yet I escaped after only 10 months. I returned to Paris and reclaimed the throne, but only for the 100 days. At Waterloo, I faced two old enemies, the Duke of Wellington of Britain and Marshal Blucher of Prussia. I could have won, if only Marshal Grouchy had reached the battlefield on time. But history has no what-ifs. That afternoon, I stood on a farm roof and watched Prussian troops appear on my right flank, while Grouchy lingered far away, waiting for orders. I threw my telescope aside and cursed in Corsican. Then I mounted my horse and charged the British squares, fighting one last time. Cannonballs exploded around me. My horse shot dead beneath me. I climbed to my feet, covered in mud and blood, drew my sword, and shouted, "Forward!" But my men could fight no more. Wellington stood in the distance, waving his hat 3 times, the signal for a full British advance. I rode back to Paris, and along the way, I heard Frenchmen say, "That Corsican madman is finished at last." It cut me like a knife. I had once been their cheering hero. Now I was a madman. St. Helena, final words. The British showed me no mercy this time, exiling me to St. Helena, a desolate rock in the middle of the South Atlantic, 2,000 kilometers from the nearest mainland. Escape was impossible. I spent 6 years there. Each day, I dictated my memoirs, played chess, and quarreled with the island's governor, Hudson Lowe, a petty, mean-spirited fool who cut my rations and barred me from seeing visitors. I called him unfit even to be a jailer, a line that made its way into my memoirs, ensuring his eternal infamy. In my final years, I suffered from stomach cancer, racked with pain through sleepless nights. Lying in bed, I replayed my life. The cannons of Toulon, the golden sands of the pyramids, the morning mist of Austerlitz, the snows of Moscow, the mud of Waterloo. I conquered all of Europe, only to be defeated by a single island. People ask me, if I could live my life again, what would I do differently? My answer is this: I would still go to Paris, still stage the coup, still fight those wars, but I would never invade Russia. That move was truly foolish. On May 5th, 1821, I died. My last words were, "France, army, forward!" You see, a man holds fast to his obsessions, even at death's door. And so my story ends. If you find it memorable, do not only remember my height, remember the words I once spoke. The word impossible is not in my dictionary. Except, of course, for the Russian winter and the mud of Waterloo.